there is this culture within academia, and I think it's everywhere, but it's particularly strong in academia because there is this culture that suggests that if you are not living, breathing, and doing everything about research, then you are not a serious researcher. You are a troublemaker. You're doing things that are wrong. You likely should quit the profession because you are not doing everything that you possibly can at any given moment for your research project or the thing that you're working on. I got to strongly push back against that and say that that is extraordinarily, that the best way to think about it is that um, it's not helpful for the vast majority of the people that exist in this world. We're not created to sit and just think about and do one particular thing. There's a whole bunch of people that need, that crave doing many things all at once and pursuing many things all at once. And if you don't do those things often, often you lose yourself. And it's so incredibly easy to lose those things, to lose yourself when you don't have the desire to get back up because you're so singularly focused on one particular thing, right? To become successful in a research career is to only do research. Well, yeah, that makes sense for such a slim number of people, and it's very, very small. But most people need all sorts of things to fill in the gaps, allow them to get back up and gain. I know, at least for me, if I don't do exercise for, um, a week or two, if I don't do exercise for a month, I'm almost guaranteed to get an injury. Something's going to happen. I'm going to pull an arm. I don't know, whatever. Done it before. I'm going to do it again if I do that. So if I don't exercise, good luck. Um, it's the same for you. You start looking around and you start talking to people. They'll have a lot of people that are in a research career, particularly when they start out or in a PhD program someplace. They'll get injuries. I remember getting many injuries. That's where my back problem started from. Um, and it's because you're pushing away and you're saying this is the only thing that matters. You're in this strong culture that people shame you if you're doing other things. And I was always an odd person because I would go home to my wife and we would do things together. We would walks or different things which were not related to research, or we would cook. Right? I'm always weird because we actually do cook at home as many times as we possibly can. And that means almost every night, except for maybe 1 or 2 nights a week, we might go out. And so we cook. We bring our own food. These are really weird traits because, or weird things to do because it is not research. I know that this sounds crazy for those of you who are listening to this that are not on the research game. This is the truth of it. This is why you start seeing disheveled people that don't look proper, that people play out that in the movies and the TV. It's because if you're not doing research, you are not a serious person. And I want you, instead of thinking like that, which I think is a very harmful way to think about life, is that there's one thing and that's the only thing that you're made for, and the rest of it's irrelevant, right? Like your body is some sort of shell that's irrelevant. I want you to think about what is it that you need that allows you to stay happy and healthy every day. And if you choose to go into a research career and you choose to do that, that's fantastic. I encourage you to do it. Not for everybody. In fact, it's probably not for most people. If you do it, great. But then figure out, how are you going to sustain something that is relatively hard on your body and hard on your mind because it's physically exhausting. people quit because it's hard to do. And so what does that look like? How are you going to do that? How are you going to make sure that you're going to get back up and do it again and love yourself while you're doing it? If it means that you have to teach more, that's fantastic. Teach more. If it means that you have to get a little bit of exercise every day, go do that. If it means eat, sleep, do it. If it means that, that like any number of different outlets that you have in your life, whatever it is, figure it out. And you do those things and you protect those things. You make sure that those are important parts of your life. I often think about these things as they don't pull away from what I'm actually doing. Yeah, they do, right? In the short term, they do. I'm not naive about that, but they allow me to get back up and do it again indefinitely. And I can feel when I'm losing myself, when I don't want to get up and I don't want to do things. But if I can learn the little tricks, the little hacks, all of those things, which tend to be just normal life things, brushing your damn teeth, doing those very simple things tend to allow me to get back up and do it again. If I don't do that, if I don't go to the dentist, I don't get in basic insurances, you just can't keep doing it every day. It is an extraordinarily difficult thing to do. That's why people don't get in. They realize it's hard to do. That's why lots of people quit. All of those things. It's because it's hard to do. And how do you ensure that you can do this for a long time? You find those things that give you joy, that allow you to get back up and allow you to laugh at yourself and laugh at the whole situation, how stupid it actually is. Because that's all we have often, are those little moments that allow you to get going, allow you to enjoy what you're looking at. That's it. And if you do get joy from doing research every single day, then that's fantastic. It's a beautiful thing. Keep that up too. But most of us can't do that. Most of us have to realize that we do have some things that we have limits on the things that we actually do. And those limits are natural human things. They're good for you. I want you to think about those. All of those things are not taking away. They're adding to your life. They're making it more fulfilled. They're making you feel better inside. And I think that that is an important thing, all of us to remember. And here's the thing. I know a lot of you have this fear of not getting tenure. Screw it. Who cares about tenure? If you don't get your job, if you lose your job because tenure disappears, you don't get full or any number of different hurdles along the way, you don't get eminent professor or whatever, who cares? It doesn't matter. You will find an amazing career. Everybody that's in the profession has to realize they're already talented. They're already remarkable. They can step back. It doesn't matter if they're in a research career anyways. Who cares? There's many careers out there that you can take on that are just as fulfilling, just as amazing, and you're buying in to the norms where people believe that this is the only thing that you can do. Man, I get nervous whenever anybody says it's the only thing that you can do, and I need this thing, I'm desperate for it. Oof, look out. I want you to think there's this thing called the Porter's 5 Forces. We teach this in strategy, and it's one of the things I talk about. If you don't have bargaining power by being able to walk away from something, you're ready to get screwed over. Have that bargaining power, walk away, enjoy your life, and just love it. Have fun. Be silly, be goofy. All of that stuff is healthy. Take care and have a wonderful day.